Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. Binance says it has created a brand new crypto trading platform for Japan that will be available sometime this summer. The new exchange will be fully compliant with Japanese crypto regulations and will offer trading of a limited number of tokens initially, according to the cryptocurrency exchange. Back in 2017, we've gone over this before, Japan and South Korea ruled the cryptocurrency market. That's not a joke, or that's not an over-exaggeration. They were mainly one of the reasons why the cryptocurrency market was moving so hard. However, back in 2018, after the cryptocurrency market began to fall, Japanese regulators began to realize that a number of coins were scams, or there were products that were scams, and therefore they released an egregiously large amount of regulations on the cryptocurrency market within Japan. And this is why, according to the news, Binance will be creating what will basically, I guess it's probably going to just be called Binance Japan, similar to how there is a Binance US, so that people only within the countries can't use normal Binance, but they'll be able to use the subsidiary, if you want to even call it that, which is good because anytime we don't hear that a country says they are banning crypto, it's a great day. But the other part is, if there is a Binance Japan, there's only so many Bitcoin. And as there's only so many Bitcoin to go around, Binance Japan will only have a certain amount of Bitcoin on their platform. If demand gets high enough, they will have another premium on their prices, as they did many years ago, similar to South Korea. So it's just a matter of time before things get really crazy. Global crypto exchange Binance has announced that it is launching a local crypto trading platform for residents of Japan this summer. They said, "We are pleased to announce that we have created a new platform for residents in Japan in order to be fully compliant with the local regulations. The new platform will be available this summer. We will inform the launch date and provide further details in the coming months," the exchange said. The services offered by Binance's global platform will be discontinued for Japanese residents on the 30th of November. They said users of the global platform will be able to migrate to a new local platform through a new identity verification process, or KYC, which will be available after the 1st of August of this year. Japan is one of a handful, like a good 5 or 6 different countries on the planet that actually have a very stringent amount of cryptocurrencies that can be used and or purchased by their citizens and or residents. They are Bitcoin, Ethereum, I believe XRP. No, it's definitely XRP. Litecoin. I think Cardano. This is why we heard the news about a year ago when Hoskinson was very excited that Cardano was finally legal in Japan. And I think maybe 2 or 3 other coins. They don't have a large pool of several thousand coins that they can actually jump into. So this is why we haven't heard, which coins and all the actual other details. Cool. Binance, and I would say, continues to expand, but I think this is more of a... it's very weird that the internet travels around the globe, and yet we have regulators who seemingly are unaware of this and still try to put constant constraints on something that should have no actual borders and or barriers. But as long as Japanese regulators have not declared that crypto is evil and needs to be banned, we have to kind of deal with what it is. And also it helps us down the road, because there will be points where people realize eventually that there's not a lot of Bitcoin to go around, and that's going to be a bit of a kicker as people are trying to buy it. Cool. Binance is opening up another new branch. There's multiple other ones also launching around the world because regulators still stuck in the 1930s, but yeah. Alrighty. Let's move on. Also I don't know what to even say here. Roughly 3 months ago, there were 74 coins that dropped onto the market, and they claimed to be AI-driven cryptocurrencies. And they had a market value of roughly around $4 billion. However, since that time, the AI-centric crypto market has experienced a loss of more than $1 billion in value. I am going to, first of all, thank you to a lot of people who keep messaging me here and on Twitter that there are people mimicking my accounts everywhere. I can't stop them. There are multiple on Twitter. I don't know how they even get to the point where they have around like 30,000 people following them. I guess it's something with bots or whatever the case might actually be. But there are a lot of them who are contacting people, in exchange for something, i.e. the person or robot is saying, hey, if you want help with crypto, pay me $100 and I'll give you information. For those of you who do not know, everything here is for free. The channel is for free. You can watch everything you want all the time. I will never ask you for money in exchange, especially not in exchange for information. If you're feeling gracious enough to donate, that's always very much appreciated. But any other thing like that, I can't stop the bots in the comment section. I've tried before. There's a way to silence them, sounds a little bit harsh, but to try and stop them, there's 5 more the next day, and every single day that there's actually more. The silver lining for this, and if you can find one, is that historically, whenever my comment section becomes overrun by bots and or my social media platform ends up being copied by AI or otherwise, it is usually before we actually have a bull run. It is the people or creators of said programs and or AI and or whatever, the bots who realize that the market is about to run up and they're looking for gullible people to click on their links. So don't click on anything that isn't explicitly from me, what have you. That's the first point. Once again, I can't stop them. If you see them, let out your frustration and anger on them. That'll maybe teach them a lesson. The second point is, for those of you who have not been on Earth in the last year or so, AI is a very big talking point right now. Everyone's doing it. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's making something. Everyone's you should be a little wary. A lot of people are even graduating university with papers that were written by AI. So red flag for the future. But on top of this hype, a number of coins were released as AI coins, and I saw people asking me about them. I'd try my best not to dabble in garbage coins, so I stay away from any new thing that hasn't proven itself in the market. However, the amount of AI coins that popped up where they say, we're a new platform and we're going to help revolutionize the world because we can do this, and AI is going to be amazing, and therefore you should buy a coin that's based on AI. If you haven't been here since 2017, this is exactly how BitConnect was promoted. We're a new platform. We're faster and cooler and smarter than Bitcoin. We have a larger community. We make tons more money for everyone with this new technology, and therefore join us. And it never works out well. So I know that my words are going to fall on deaf ears, people who simply do not care. But I will warn you right now, as we continue on our progress towards Bitcoin's next halving and then the afterwards of that, there are going to be a multitude of new coins that are going to be popping up, similar to how, remember when Elon Musk first announced that he was like roughly into Dogecoin, and there were like 19 different Elon Musk coins, and people thought, well, one of these has to be real. Elon Musk behind the scenes must have made one of these coins, and he made none of them. It's the same. AI has different purposes. If you think further and logically, what's the point of you having a coin that even would actually be using AI? Like, what's the point of it? Why would you put your money into something that actually has no actual use case? So anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there. I've seen a lot of reactions over the course of a couple of weeks. People are not too happy that their meme coins and or other garbage coins that they have been buying into and will continue to buy into, because that's how humans work, have not been doing well, and no one's using them, and they have no trade volume. These are all telltale signs of the beginning of a strong bull run. So, guys, hey, we made it. Everyone, little We all get a little golf clap, but understand that you are putting your money into literal garbage, and I do not want you to do that. That's the AI coin news. These are not cryptocurrencies either. These are being created by normal people and or companies who are just simply trying to probably rug pull you. So, yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Also, a lot of people lost their minds for this news as well. In what appears to be among the most publicized acquisitions within the cryptocurrency world, Ripple has recently acquired a company called Metaco. That is Meta and then CO. Metaco is a Swiss-based asset custody company that focuses on trading and decentralized finance. This was maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think they were in talks to be able to acquire different companies. Ripple is currently on a buying rampage where they're trying to acquire multiple different cryptocurrency companies, and one of the larger ones had to do with the acquisition of a custody company. And that came down to, at least my speculation, we know that Ripple is working with the Central Bank of Hong Kong to help them create their central bank digital currency, and therefore them being a custody or acquiring a custody company maybe goes hand in hand with also helping other countries create them and also being able to custody these coins in some sort of way. The acquisition was crucial as it could help Ripple Labs cement its footprint in the European Union. Reports reveal that the company paid $250 million to seal the deal. The news on top of that was that the NASDAQ made a news story. They launched something. They said something about Ripple, basically stating that it was a huge acquisition. Something crazy is going on. Ripple's doing it. Like those kind of things where they're like, you go, girl. Like one of those kind of feelings. Someone wrote on Twitter, why would NASDAQ do this? NASDAQ is planning on launching crypto custody by mid-year or quarter 3, i.e. NASDAQ is doing what Ripple's doing. Why would they be boosting up Ripple? Metaco provides custody solutions. Ripple will IPO when the SEC case ends. Connect the dots. This was by far one of the most popular news stories that was out there. Once again, the idea being that Ripple's acquiring tons of companies. This is the first year, maybe in a while, if not ever, that we are hearing about the constant acquisitions of Ripple from other companies. Here's it for those of you not looking at the screen. It is something, this looks like Times Square, where there's like a gigantic thing from the NASDAQ, and it says, NASDAQ congratulates Ripple on their acquisition of Metaco. Maybe they're simply working with the NASDAQ. Usually always don't have just simply one custody partner. They may be all intertwined together. I told you all this before. If Ripple is working, and we've seen them on stage with the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, it is safe to assume that they also know the heads of these other companies and or the NASDAQ and or the New York Stock Exchange. They don't exist alone. Rich people follow other rich people in the same circle, so they all know exactly what's going on. The idea with connect the dots, this is a very 2017 thing to basically state like, hey, look at everything that's going on with Ripple. If you don't have XRP, you're kind of losing. This is the general idea. So, and also as far as the IPO for Ripple, Garlinghouse, who is the CEO of Ripple, announced last year that they are planning on going public. The speculation was that they were going to go. This is speculation. Speculation was that they were going to go public in 2021, but the lawsuit stopped them, and therefore, tinfoil hat and kind of all that stuff. But they've announced that when the lawsuit is over, they are going to go public. Them going public basically opens them up to 300 million people within the United States who have access to the stock market and or other companies, as they will no longer have any ambiguity about them and or XRP when it comes to finance within the United States. So cool. Amazing. I assume the NASDAQ normally wouldn't have done this for nothing. I know that was not proper English, but you understand what I'm saying. That's the NASDAQ news, and it not tying loosely into it, but everything is kind of interconnected in some sort of way. Also in very popular news, Hong Kong's financial regulator is set to roll out a new framework that will allow retail investors, normal people, to trade crypto assets like Bitcoin and Ether, and will also include measures to protect investors. Oh, thank goodness. I just assumed there'd be a free-for-all. The Securities and Futures Commission, or the SFC, announced the conclusion of consultations regarding the regulation of crypto exchanges and retail participation. That was a lot of Asians in that one conclusion, consultations, regulation, participation. The proposed guidelines for cryptocurrency exchanges looking to operate in Hong Kong will be implemented on the 1st of June. This has been news since the beginning of this year. Everyone's been talking about it. The idea that the country below the country that has banned, air quote, cryptocurrencies is basically opening up their borders and their financial system to the cryptocurrency space. We had news around April that sometime within June, they would be allowing retail investors to basically jump into the cryptocurrency market, which has caused a frenzy of excitement, as a lot of people believe that this is also going to de facto allow people from the north to be able to participate in the monetary activities of the South, if you catch my drift. And now apparently this is going to be happening officially on the 1st of June, so there's no more, is it going to be the 8th, is it going to be the 15th, kind of thing. According to the SFC, 152 respondents, ranging from market participants to consultancy firms and individuals, made submissions during the consultation process when it launched in February of this year and ended in March of this year. So basically a whole bunch of different companies have come forward saying, hey, we want to do this. We want the paperwork. We want to be able to legally work within your country once you actually have the proper framework. Also, very big news. A lot of people, I think, this feels like another Ethereum proof of stake. What's the other thing? Coin staking kind of event where people know that it's happening, but no one's really paying attention to it. We've been getting so much news over the last year about Asian countries who are like on it. They have and will be getting and releasing proper cryptocurrency regulations for the people within their regions. They controlled the market in 2017, and since then they have been able to dip their toes into it, but there's never been a cascade like we are currently witnessing right now. That is the Japanese also completely opening up and not opening up their borders, but like allowing cryptocurrencies to kind of expand and thrive within their country, giving proper regulation. Same exact thing with South Korea, who also had a problem with it in 2018, and now they seem to be relatively okay with everything that's happening with crypto as well. And then the idea that, for those of you who don't know as well, China has not banned crypto. It is still, you can still own crypto there, but you have to use an over-the-counter market to buy and sell it, and you cannot use it as currency. Everything else, you can hold it, you can have a ledger, whatever, what have you, so on and so forth. But basically, Hong Kong, beneath them, people think that this will kind of cause a cascade of people from the north, once again, going to the south, to be able to legally trade and day trade, and therefore giving us a tremendous amount of volume and value within the market. Very, very popular news. It says, experts tip China to get bullish on crypto. Says new digital asset framework in Hong Kong is a test net for China. The idea being, how does it work out there? Do people really want to use it? What's the, what kind of money can a government make from it? What's our slice of the pie? How many companies did you have trying to enter your borders? How much money are you getting from them? That entire thing. The China stuff has been overblown for such a long amount of time. I think a lot of it is usually just propaganda from other countries who, whatever the actual case might, not that it's not warranted, but it's more of a, cool it down a little bit, because you can even still mine cryptocurrencies in China as well, as long as you have proper paperwork. That's how it usually always ends up being. So cool. I give it, is it June, July, August, September? I give it September, October. We should have a full frame view as to how cryptocurrencies have moved or begun moving the Hong Kong markets, how much they've moved our market, how many people within that country are trading cryptocurrencies, how many new wallets that we're getting from that country, how many new crypto exchanges have opened, you kind of name it. If they add a good 10-15 billion dollars to our market on a daily basis, it's only going uphill for us from there. That's the Hong Kong has an official date, and people think that China could, I don't know. I feel like Northern is definitely far more stringent on what they do, and I don't think they would ever seemingly allow everyone to just trade crypto willy-nilly, unless they only allow like Bitcoin, Ether, and maybe one other coin within their borders, but that is still to be seen. That's the Hong Kong news. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's move on. I would be doing the exact same. According to recent reports, Gemini, the crypto exchange, and Genesis Global Capital have joined forces to request that the SEC case be dismissed against them. The SEC has a case currently against every single cryptocurrency exchange. I was shooketh when they did it against Gemini, because the Gemini twins have made sure that they wanted to be the most regulated thing on the planet. Coinbase has the Wells notice against them. Binance has, I don't remember what it's called anymore, but the SEC does not like Binance. They think that they are the most unregulatorily compliant thing in the universe. And also Kraken Kraken just shut down their US chapter because the SEC claimed that the things that they're offering are unregistered securities or some other nonsense like that. And this is relatively similar. As per the lawsuit, Gemini Earn, they say, breached security regulations by providing unregistered securities. Gemini Earn allowed users to lend crypto assets like Bitcoin to Genesis for a fee of up to 4.29%. In a blog update directed to Earn users, Gemini, who acknowledged that it serves as a transfer agent for Earn, criticized the SEC's action as ill-conceived. The idea being the SEC has three branches that they're trying to say that the company Gemini did something wrong. One of the two, there's only like two that actually really matter. One is that the SEC is claiming or saying that the cryptocurrency exchanges who offered like put your money here, you'll make money from it later services, either were going through too many other counterparties, i.e. you to Gemini, Gemini to Genesis. And therefore, this is a product that people were paying for with an expectation of profit. Yeah, a security. And as such, they say that as you may not have been alerted about it, therefore, you didn't know that you were contractually entering into a contract to get money from something else. Therefore, i.e. Genesis doing something security-y. And the other one that the SEC claims is that the crypto exchanges needed to be more transparent in that if you give Gemini or if you give Kraken or if you give Coinbase your coins, how do you know explicitly that it's being put into the Ethereum network to stake? Because what banks usually do is, in the long ago, where they would offer you like a 5% yearly return on your money that you had in your account, the idea was is that the bank would do stuff with it, we didn't know what, and they would give you money at the end of the year. So the SEC was asking the crypto exchanges, can you prove that you are taking money, Ether from A, and putting it directly into the platform, into the Ethereum network, and therefore then they receive the money from there? Or is it simply a crypto exchange taking the money, trading with it in the background, and then simply sprinkling money on you going, oh yeah, we were staking for you. So Gemini is trying to get the lawsuit dismissed. If it works out, then that'd be cool for them, but the track record of lawsuits lasting like 3 years just with the SEC is not looking too hot. So, I can't begin to imagine what the cryptocurrency space would look like if we didn't have the SEC at all and we had the CFTC kind of running everything. I think we'd be in a very, very different place monetarily, all of us, because that's just how things go. Yeah, that's the Gemini versus the SEC news. And yeah, Let's move on. Also in relatively popular news, in a dramatic twist to the ongoing legal battle between Ripple Labs and the US SEC, newly released SEC staff emails have raised questions about the regulator's allegations against XRP. Attorney John Deaton, who represents XRP holders, brought attention to the footnote in Ripple's court briefs, which suggested that XRP may not have satisfied the Howey test and therefore should not be considered a security, without having to read too much of this because it goes on literally forever. The Howey test is a test that was created around, I think, the late 1920s or the early 1930s, before we had computers, before everyone had a refrigerator. Think about that one. Before cars were widespread, before we had the internet, computers or tablets or even a smartphone, literally almost 100 years ago, that had to do, I believe, with an orange grove. There was a dispute that someone was having with their neighbor about an orange grove, and the SEC back then declared that what was being purchased was a contract and therefore a security. And the same exact orange contract is still pushed on financial products that we have today. Sounds ridiculous. Believe me, I know. The other side of the coin is that the SEC many years ago claimed at the end of 2020 that the coin XRP is a security because of the Howey test. The idea being, was this purchased through a company with an expectation of profit? The idea being, did you explicitly walk up to a company called Ripple, knock on their door, sign a contract with them and say, hey, I would love some XRP because I'm expecting you to do well as a company. And if you do well as a company, this coin's price is going to go up. The answer is 99.9% of the time, it's no. Many of you got your XRP on a cryptocurrency exchange as the coins were released to the public, and therefore, the same with every other coin and every other investment. It was bought with an expectation of the price rising, but not explicitly based off of you walking into an office and getting stuff from the company Ripple and signing a contract with them and therefore stating that you were going to make money from their actions. Everyone with me? Probably not. So John Deaton, who's constantly on crypto Twitter, basically said that he found information that said that XRP was put up against the Howey test. Therefore, the SEC was checking all the bullet points of the orange grove thing. And when it didn't work out for XRP, it basically told or said that XRP was not a security in the eyes of the SEC, which then leads to the gigantic question mark as to why was the lawsuit thrown against the company Ripple. I assume, as I have for a number of years, the answer is corruption, but we don't have an actual answer and probably never will, because the SEC is not going to stand on a podium and tell us that they are corrupt and that they did wrong and that this was falsely thrown against the company known as Ripple. However, people are still very curious, and once again, we will never know why this happened. I just assume, and have for a while, that it has to do with the fact that a lot of other companies have been trying to get into the space. We've seen the corporation coins before, and a lot of them have disappeared. So I assume they were trying to push Ripple aside for monetary reasons. So cool. The news is someone apparently found something that says that XRP should not have been considered a security. I don't think securities actually equate to about 90% of the cryptocurrency market. That's my own thing. I do not work for the SEC. It's more of a, let's be completely logical. As long as we can actually base off of numeric decentralization, the SEC should have control over nothing, like absolutely nothing in this market. But corruption and all that. So the only thing that really matters is this lawsuit ending, and in the nicest way possible, and the judge giving a proper judgment, one that reflects reality, because I have a strange inkling if she does not give a proper ruling that is based off of the information that we have me and you received as the public. I think people are going to be, the word angry does not begin to describe Yeah, so most important thing is getting the ruling. We keep hearing it's happening, it's coming, it's almost here. When it gets here, we will see it. And rightio, that's somebody apparently found evidence in the footnotes of a document that said that apparently XRP did not pass the Howey test and therefore is not a security news. And yeah, let's move on. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters, Jimmy Jim, American Crypto Academy, Martin Stoyer, Bodie McBoatface, Sam Ratter, Dotha Diddy, Many Cryptos, Crypto Gambino, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Jamie Saad, and let's move on. Empire Queen, Roman Geba, Bitcoin Ben Arachno, Dave the Dealer, Zen Captain, Something in the Z-Way, Lay, Mobarazi, VB Nerd 21, Lauren De Silva, Quarter Biddy, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Pattern, Nostar, Navarro, Williams, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRPnos, Roma, John Sarsen, The Animal Reader, at Bibliophobia, Adam Gracek, Wise 9, Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Setsuna, Paxis, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Yes to Crypto, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger, Macho Nisa, and on Crypto with Lionel. Thank you all very, very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel. Thank you to everyone who left a like, who left a comment, who has subscribed. I appreciate every single one of you. Please don't get scammed. Please don't put your money into crappy AI coins. I know meme coins may be attractive, especially with the prospect of them maybe being able to rise 50,000%, but not every coin will be able to do that. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and or supporting, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.